I wanted to put something in my film that was highly original, something not influenced by any existing film, and I came up with an idea to put in a scene where the main character is being bullied in the school corridor. There is a slow zoom in on the main character's face, and as the metallic monotone drone begins, there are increasingly rapid shots of a red eye. This surprises the viewer and connotes evil, suggesting that at this point the character is developing evil tendencies. Perhaps he is planning to kill the bullies at this stage. The next scene is in the classroom, but in a flashback, so it now becomes evident that to the audience that this is where the killings take place, creating anxiety and making them watch intently, because this is where the action happens. I have not included any music in this scene because I feel it ruins the ambience, and the silence enhances the tense atmosphere. The most iconic shots in this scene are the close-ups of the teacher looking down at the main character, which is symbolic because it is looking down at him as if he is of lower status. I got inspiration from these shots from the 1991 film Silence of the Lambs, and modelled the teacher character on Hannibal Lecter because they are both able to destroy people emotionally with the power of words, as seen in my film through the main character's reaction. The climax of the film is almost the reverse of the opener, with a zoom-in shot of the main character in red colour. Accompanying the shot is a large amount of synthesized sound, connoting that all the main character's emotions are being released through violence, but there is a blackout just before the killings happen. This leaves the actual point of the murders up to the audience's imagination, which is far scarier than if it was simply shown on screen. My film touches on many philosophical subjects. The very title, Rebellion, suggests a revolt against society, which the main character inevitably does. Abandoned by his father, who the viewer learns is imprisoned for murder, combined with abuse from his peers and teachers, drive him to hate all of society. The film is also intended to be anti-capitalist. The tagline, Survival of the Fittest, connotes that the character's ideology is to be better, superior to everyone else. He is spurred on by the fact that he is from a poor, working-class background, while his peers are very middle class, driving him to anger and fulfill his twisted theory that if he kills everyone, he is better than them. The main character is based on Carrie from the 1976 film Carrie. Possessing paranormal powers and tormented by bullies to the breaking point that they use their powers to destroy are factors they share. The climax, where the main character is bathed in red and intent on killing, is reminiscent on a blood-soaked Carrie. The second question I will answer is, how effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts? The secondary tasks that accompany my short film are a poster and a review of my film. I wanted my poster to sum up my film in just one image, so I took two photographs of the main character's face, turned one red, removed his eyes to leave black voids, and put the two images next to each other. This symbolises the entire personality of the character, who, in turn, symbolises the film. The character has twin personalities, one which is human and one that is paranormal and evil. I put the images against a black background because my film was dark. It seemed appropriate to have the text on the poster in red, because red is a recurring theme in my film. The tagline, Survival of the Fittest, also features, and it is significant because it is the ideology of the main character and the reason the murders in the film occurred in the first place. The next task I had to do was a review. I had to create it in the style of a web page, but first I had to decide which website to base it on. I chose the Film 4 website because it is quite informal and chatty, which appeals to the younger generation, my target audience, so it is logical that my film would appear on a website my target audience is most likely to look at. The language style in which I wrote the review was cheeky and humorous to fit in with the style of the website. From the audience feedback that I have received, I can say my film has been quite successful in achieving what it is intended to do. Most positive feedback has been about the sound and music, saying that it is stylishly retro, as if it was made in the 1980s. Some people went as far as to say it reminded them of John Carpenter films. As I gained my inspiration from the music from Halloween, I can be quite pleased with myself. Others have been impressed by the dialogue. Using a considerable amount of script was a gamble, because not many short films use dialogue, so I was challenging the convention without really knowing whether it would be effective. But it seemed to have paid off, because lots of feedback has included appraisal of certain lines, which they say are extremely memorable. Upon watching people's body language as they viewed my film, I found that many people burst out laughing at certain parts, particularly the victim's death rattle. While my film is primarily a psychological horror, it is encouraging because I deliberately added a quirky tone to it. The use of different colours also proved to be effective, with many people saying that worked really well to set tones. This is important because colour was a significant part of my film. There was, inevitably, negative feedback, with people criticising some of the acting, saying it was unconvincing, and others saying that the editing was a bit inconsistent and sloppy, affecting the momentum. I have learnt from my feedback that I should take more time in the editing stage to make the clips flow more fluently. I will also cast my actors better next time, or even remove roles that are unnecessary. The final question is, how did you use technologies in the research, planning, construction and evaluation stages of your product? In the research stage, I had to definitely need knowledge of how to use the internet, as it provided me with instant access to film clips where I could gain my inspiration from. Without the internet, I could not have been able to look at horror films on YouTube in search of influential conventions, so without the internet there would be no short film. I was also able to find different ideologies, such as anti-communism, to use in my film, with a click of a mouse. It was quick and easy and enabled me more time to plan more aspects of the film. The internet also meant I could create a blog, where I could store and display all the information I had gathered regarding my short film, so that it was organised. It was also where I uploaded my animatic, a digital plan of my film. First I created a storyboard with a pen and paper, then I took photos of each shot and uploaded them, in chronological order, on the editing software iMovie, before uploading it onto YouTube. To actually construct my film, I had to be aware of how to use my camera, so I would know what to do when I wanted to make shots I wanted to make. Once all the scenes were shot, I uploaded them onto an Apple Mac computer using FireWire. I was then able to edit my clips and add effects using iMovie. Without this program, I would not have been able to trim the clips to appropriate sizes, change their colour, add visual effects, put in titles and credits, or create the voiceovers. I set a plan of editing the visual side of my film first, then sort out the sounds. I created the monotone drones, synthesizer sounds, and sound effects using GarageBand, a program which was really important because sound was an important part of my film. There I could create a vast variety of music before placing it into my film. Once the film was finished, I uploaded it onto YouTube and Facebook. This had a positive effect because this is where I gained most of my audience feedback, as it was free for people to watch the film and express their opinions about it. Other forms of technology I used were Microsoft Publisher to create my review, as it was a quick and easy way of writing an article, and Fireworks, a program where I created my poster. I am currently speaking into a microphone, which is digitalizing my voice into Windows Movie Maker, where my evaluation will be edited, uploaded onto YouTube before being put onto my blog. I would have done things differently in the process of creating my short film. During the planning process, I was poorly organised, therefore filming took a while to commence. I feel that if I had been more prepared, I would have had more time to edit my film and make it even better. I thought I would have also edited my film to fine-tune minor errors. Nevertheless, I am quite pleased with my short film.